Hey, good afternoon. Welcome to Bull City Hangout 625. I'm Pat Murray. I publish the Durham 𝗕𝗓𝗟𝗟, that's Durham, North Carolina's online community paper. And with Bull City Hangout, I tell you what's happening today in Durham, and then I invite you to join me on camera and share information, shoot the breeze, etc. There's one thing I want to start out with, though. I don't mind if you leave and watch the replay because this is super important. Durham Technical Community College, they're hosting a building and skills trades program information session. It just started. So it's noon until 1. Now, we were just talking yesterday. I was talking with Mark Lee, and I was saying how some people were looking down their noses at the trades, welding and, plumbing, electrical, all that sort of thing. Those are probably the most reliable jobs and jobs that cannot be outsourced to other countries. So I'm a big fan. So I don't want to waste your time. If you want to check that out, go there now. You can go to the Let's Go page of Durham 𝗕𝗓𝗟𝗟. Get the link. It is a Zoom event, and all the information that you need can be found on the Let's Go page. Just scroll down to 625. So again, the Durham Technical Community College, they're hosting a building and skills trades program information session. In other words, you can get information on how to get training. So you can go there now and just watch this on the replay. I don't mind at all. So it is from noon until 1. It just started. All righty. And let me just tell you, I was just naming a few things, but also they're going to have automotive systems, computer integrated machining. I don't know what that is, but I'm sure it's high paying and wonderful. Industrial systems technology, welding technology, etc., etc. It's all about career opportunities. And they'll also talk about salaries, so you can find out what you're getting into. So if you want to leave and go there, please do so now and get that hookup, get that training that you need, get that job. I'm just saying. Okay, so let me go back to school tools. I usually do start with the school tools page because it is lunchtime. And if it's hard to feed your kids, a lot of us are running out of money. This is what you need to know. Young people ages 18 and under can get free boxed lunches from these schools that I'll read off. The addresses can be found on the school tools page of the Durham 𝗕𝗓𝗟𝗟. And then adults can also pick up non-perishable food supplies. So that's very helpful as well. So you have until 12:30 to get to Bethesda, Eno Valley, Githens, R.N. Harris, Hillside High School, Parkwood, or Sandy Ridge. And then you have until 1:30 to get to Burton, Lakeview, Shepherd, Southern High School, or Southwest. Just go to whatever school is closest to your house. All righty. And Chicken Hut and Healthy Start Academy, they have a partnership where you can go through the line and get a wonderful lunch from Chicken Hut. But if you are in need, again, if you need help feeding your kids, just stop by. And people from Healthy Start Academy are right there in the lobby of Chicken Hut giving away free boxed lunches for kids in need. All right. And with today being Thursday, that means that Grace Church of Durham, they're giving away grab and go meals for kids. Drive by the church. They give you a bag lunch for your child and drive on. Perfect. You don't have to sign anything. Just perfect. And I just talked to the wonderful people at Durham's Universal Pre-K program. They said there are still openings. So go to the school tools page and fill out the application form, get your child into pre-K. It's wonderful, it's free and all that. It's in English and Spanish, the application process. Also, if you don't want to fill it out online or you're uncomfortable doing it that way, you'd rather talk to someone, there's a number to call. You can leave a message, and a counselor will call you, and then you can actually set an appointment to have a telephone conversation. So again, it's on the school tools page, all about Universal Pre-K. All right, and I think there's a meeting today. Let's see. Yes, the Durham Public Schools Board of Education, they're meeting online, of course, tonight from 6:30 until 9:30. And of course, you can attend, and the link can be found on the school tools page. All right, so let us go to the health page. It's called To Your Health. Now, we've been reading about the cutting back of funding for coronavirus testing because, after all, if more people turn up as having coronavirus, it makes us look bad, which is stupid. So here's the thing. I'm not supposed to be giving my opinion about stuff, but Walgreens has more locations in Durham. I did not hear back from them to be able to tell you which locations you can get free testing, but I do know that the old Walgreens on Guest Road is giving free drive-through coronavirus testing. And the information, everything that you need, because you do have to answer a few questions first, and of course set an appointment. So go to the To Your Health page for that. And we can count on CVS to also do the same thing. They have given me 6 addresses here in Durham where you can go. Same thing as with Walgreens. You fill out a little application, just give them some basic info, set an appointment, and it's like a drive up, stay in your car, coronavirus test. Wonderful. So let's see. So that is CVS. And let us go to the legal page. It's called Legalese. Oh, this is important. Legal Aid NC. They're co-hosting along with Durham Tech, or I should say Durham Technical Community College. They are co-hosting a free eviction prevention workshop. It's going to be today, 6 until 7. It's online. Learn how your community can maintain stable housing. It's very disruptive sometimes when people start moving in and then the taxes go up and then you can't afford to stay. Anyway, eviction prevention workshop, very important, from 6 until 7. Also, you can sign up, go to the Legalese page and sign up, if you will, because you can actually meet with an attorney. Again, this is online, but you can meet with an attorney one-on-one online about your situation. So very, very helpful. This is all free. Go to the Legalese page for that. Sign up with the attorney if you need help. Again, that's the eviction prevention workshop, 6 until 7. It's online. All right, now let's go to the sports page. It's called Sport and Life. I don't know if you've ever heard of futsal. It's kind of new to me. It's like a fast, smaller version of soccer. It's an exciting game. And so the Bull City Futsal Academy, they're putting on a free preseason camp. It's going to be July 4th. And then you're signing up for a 5-week Saturday morning skill development camp sessions. And this is for young people. This is for kids. So let's see. It's let me just also tell you, it's fast moving. It's played 5 on the side, and it's on a smaller court. The game that I saw was on a concrete court, so I don't think it's like regular soccer where it's played on the grass. So kids, especially, I should say students, especially from Eastway, Neal, Kip Durham, Merrick Moore, Lakewood, Frank Porter Graham, Washington, Sherwood, E.K. Poe, and Southwest. They are invited to learn more about futsal and to join the program. There's a few limited spots for students from other schools. And let me see if I have the ages. I thought I had the ages on here. But I guess you should know it's elementary and middle school. So anyway, I don't have the exact ages. But now these weekly programs are going to be held, the sessions from July 18th to August 15th. But again, the one-day preseason camp is going to be the 4th of July. Information can be found on the sports page, the Durham Skywriter. It's nice to finally talk about sports. It's been a while. Now let's go to the Let's Go page. Got a bunch of things to announce. Let us see here. It is the 25th, isn't it? Okay, so I told you about the Building and Skills Trades Program information session at Durham Tech. It's going on right now until 1. If you want to leave now and check that out, definitely do so, because that is the direct hookup to jobs. Just saying. Now, also happening today, the City of Durham's Equity and Inclusion Department and Durham County's Minority and Women-Owned Business Enterprise Program, they're co-hosting an online discussion called COVID-19, Where Are We Now and Where Do We Go From Here? It's going to be from 2 until 3 this afternoon. Of course, it's online. And this is for small minority and women-owned businesses. They're invited to join the conversation, talk about how COVID-19 has adversely affected their livelihoods, and also to discuss solutions. And I know they'll be talking about money as well. So if you want that hookup, I'm sure they have some I'm sure the city and county can come up with something to help you. So attend that meeting if you have a small business and you need help or information. It's going to be again from 2 until 3. Information can be found on the Let's Go page. The links that you need can be found on Let's Go. Okay, Legal Aid NC, they're holding a free tenants' rights clinic. It's going to be this afternoon, 2:30 until 4. It's free. It's going to be held on their Facebook page. The link can be found again on the Let's Go page. And Desi L. Campbell, he has a weekly Let's Talk Genealogy webinar where he teaches us how to look up information on our families, our histories, etc. That's going to be from 6 until 6:30. The link, again, can be found on the Let's Go page. And Equality NC and Q Notes. Q Notes is a print publication serving the LGBTQ community in the Southeast. They're co-hosting a State of Equality Town Hall meeting. It's going to be tonight, 6 until 7:30, online, of course. And you can learn about the challenges they'll be faced at the ballot box. You know, there's a lot of shenanigans already happening, so you can discuss that with people from Equality NC, Charlotte Uprising, El Centro Hispano, and Q Notes. And the link, again, can be found on the Let's Go page. And Raise Up, they're hosting an online event. It's called Essential, Not Expendable. An NC Frontline Worker Public Hearing is going to be tonight, 6 until 7:30. You know, they've been singing the praises of essential workers lately. But a lot of them are working under really bad conditions in terms of lack of cleanliness, lack of equipment that they need, like supplies like masks, gloves. In fact, a friend of mine, I won't name her, she had to make a tough decision to quit her job because they insisted that the employees, and this, we're talking retail, okay? They're telling the employees that they cannot wear masks because they don't want to scare the customers. So she's in a health sensitive situation right now. She had to quit her job. You know how hard it is to get a job these days? I mean, if you have, anyway, I don't want to editorialize, but this meeting is going to be from 6 until 7:30. They'll be discussing everything that I just mentioned. It's a Facebook event, and I think it's going to be on Twitter as well. But the link that you need can be found again on the Let's Go page. I think there's a couple other things. I told you about the Durham Public Schools Board of Education meeting. It's going to be from 6:30 until 9:30. It's a Zoom meeting. And of course, you know what the link is. And I think there's 2 more things, 3 more. Wow, there's a lot happening. So Raleigh Arts and the North Carolina Museum of Natural Sciences, they're co-hosting Virtual Science Cafe, Discover the Art of Science. And this is where you find out where the arts and science influence and inspire each other. They're not 2 mutually exclusive things. Hey, Barb, very happy to have you here. If you'd like to visit us on camera, just click on the link. I'd welcome you to join us. So the Virtual Science Cafe, 7 until 8. Again, this is where the arts and sciences meet. You'll find out how they influence each other, and that should be really interesting. I wish they'd also talk about religion because they might, because you know in the old days where the sciences were just coming, when people started exploring the sciences, a lot of the early scientists were actually what they would say men of faith who were trying to explore God's world. So they haven't. Anyway, I editorialized too much. That's it. Next item. Ivan Almonte will be interviewing Spirit House member Ideal Ortiz. It's called El Censo 2020, or I guess 2020. Census 2020, it's going to be tonight, 7 until 8. It's going to be in Spanish, and it's going to be about the importance of participating in the census. I can't say that more strongly. So that's going to be a Facebook event, if I'm not mistaken, but the link that you need can be found on the Let's Go page. So it's El Censo 2020, Census 2020, 7 until 8. All right. And then tomorrow morning, 2 things happening. Tomorrow morning, Salvation Army has Free Food Friday. And oh, Barb's here. Okay, I'll be right with you, Barb. 2 more things. So Salvation Army has Free Food Friday. That's tomorrow morning from 9 until 11. You can get canned goods. You can get meats, drinks, snacks, sometimes even pet food. they do ask if you have a strong bag that you go ahead and bring that with you. There's also a couple of ID and that sort of thing that you need to have on hand. So be sure to go to the Let's Go page, read up on that, make sure you have the paperwork. But it's all free, no strings attached. And then tomorrow, Legal Aid North Carolina, they're going to have Free Forum Friday. People love alliteration. That's going to be tomorrow from 11 until noon, where they talk about all kinds of different issues dealing with housing. All right, and again, that's 11 until noon. Of course, the link on the Let's Go page. All righty, quick weather report, and then we'll see what Barb Tomlin's up to. It's 77, it's cloudy, and we can expect rain, maybe even thunderstorms, maybe up to 80. And then tomorrow is going to be 89 and sunny, which for me is absolute perfection. Let's see what's up with Barb. Let's see. Oh, so Barb is saying that she can only use the virtual cam. That's okay, as long as we can, hear you and see what's going on.
How neat.
What's new?
Well, since we're friends, I assume you're following along with the Corgi adventures. And
yes, and you're counting your steps. You're walking.
Right. I actually made some headway with the puppy training yesterday and got down to taking the dog training courses. And I kicked myself in the butt a million times as I was watching, because had I watched them when I bought them, which was that back in November were the first ones, they would have saved me a lot of heartache and headache, because, the chewing that puppies do. And remember, you've seen some of the pictures of things they've chewed.
Yeah, like their own house.
And you asked me about my shoes I was using for walking. I brand new shoes off of Amazon. I wore them 2 days and put them down on the third morning. And while I was getting ready, my male Corgi chewed the left one. I mean, I could still wear it, but I finally, I have another pair, I think, even coming in today, but they didn't impact the walk, but it's pretty good.
Yeah. But you've never given your dogs old shoes to chew, have you?
No,
Okay, because I was hearing that some people they don't realize they're making a mistake, but they give their dogs old shoes to chew and play with, not realizing that they associate shoes with toys and they chew up everybody's shoe.
If you followed along the adventure from the beginning, you may remember that there was, it was during the bad weather days, and there was a cover for a lawn chair that flew over into their pen in the back. And we were all watching it in the snow, and they were playing tug of war with it. And eating that up. I think I made a big mistake there.
Oh boy. I'm curious, Barb. Now you have 2 Corgi dogs. I know one's a boy, one's a girl, and one has short hair, one has long hair. But how come only one likes the water?
Well, he's a male. I don't know.
The girl's like, I like water.
I don't know that she doesn't. I named her Lady Guinevere, and she is definitely a lady. And I mean, even when she goes up to people, Corgis are meet and greet kind of dogs. They're so joyful, and they just want to say hi, give your skin a lick, and then get, step back. And as a breed, I'm saying. So you expect them all to be that way. But she's very calm and demure as she, goes on a walk. She's a joy to walk. And he is like all male, all boy. It's just
running around,
rambunctious and really bad. But
that's
yesterday, I don't know how much you know about Pembroke corgis, but they're herding dogs and
Oh.
herding cattle, herding sheep, and that kind of thing. And yesterday we had a huge adventure because he had King had done his thing where he went up what I call the library. You know that scene, and jumped in the water. It's like, and I literally, Patricia, I'm like holding on to the leash. I have 16 feet as hard as I can, and that little booger gets away from me every time. And
Amazing.
so, I mean, he's watching for that instant of weakness. He's, they're that sharp.
You can take
And
advantage.
right. And so all he wanted to do is get in, cool off his chest, and get back out. I get it now. I get his routine. So we're walking back down the hill from what we call the library, and I see two cows and a guy in a golf shirt and a pair of Docker shorts going after them with a stick. And, he clearly was a cowboy.
Wow.
It's about to retire, right? Well, remember, we've had scenes where the cows have gotten out at the resort. Remember that?
I've seen deer too.
Yes. But the cows came right down in front of the place. And so anyhow, this fellow was clearly, he was retired, but he was a cowboy, in Dockers and a golf shirt. It was hilarious to see. But anyhow, he saw King at wet, and he goes, "That's a cow dog." Just, and he says, "Unleash him. I need him." and unleash him because, the dogs are leashed. And I thought, you're in shock. I was in shock. And I was thinking to myself, but he's a puppy. But the guy was forceful and the cows were uncontrollable. He was working with the stick to control them, and herding them off to the left to go back to where the corral is. And so, and there's no other people around. And so I did what he told me, and King just went right up to him and just kind of did a little wag and went straight for the cows and herded them off to the left.
What?
Yeah, just
like training. Amazing.
No, that's what they do. That's inherent in them. They're herders because they do that with people too. But I didn't know a puppy that it would just automatically kick in,
That's amazing.
But a couple of other people that were on their deck saw that because we all just said that was unreal. But that guy, the cowboy, knew, what the corgis did. And it was like King just marched up to him like, "I'm here, sir, ready to go."
I got this.
Yeah. Just took off and did it. And of course, no pictures. No pictures at all. But
okay. That would have been an amazing thing to see, though.
But it was, it was one of those you had to be there. So that's.
But here's the question, Barb. I mean, so now your dog has asserted himself, and he got off the leash and did some creative things and some things that just came naturally. How did you get him back on the leash? I'm sure he didn't want to come back.
He came right. Oh, that was the other thing. Because yes, girlfriend, I was like totally freaked. It's like, oh my God, no, it's like that. And no, he did it. They were going off. The guy's whipping the stick, and he's hey, and he's calling out like a cowboy. And King just comes marching right back to me and kneels down for me to put the leash on him.
Wow. That's impressive.
Unbelievable.
That's impressive.
Then, when I went through that course last night, when I was sitting out on the deck, I finally decided, because they're video courses, that Udemy platform I told you about. The guy actually advertises on Facebook. His name is Dunbar, Ian Dunbar. And he advertises a big program on Facebook, but all of them are also available on Udemy, and I had already purchased them there. And so I thought, you know what? I need to just sit down. It's nice and warm. I'm going to get a glass of wine and I'll do this. See if I can't figure these two out because they're driving me nuts.
They're so little though.
but it's like I can't figure him out. Whereas Layla, my previous corgi, was so magical. I didn't allow people to even call her a dog, and I would make people spell DOG instead of saying dog around her. You know, it was that kinky.
Well, okay.
She was so special.
Mm-hmm.
But now what I learned is what I did do with her according to what the dog training said. You know, it's and this is something about human beings. Think about this. How much more you get from positive reinforcement.
Oh yeah.
And you know, people just like stop barking and you're yelling at your dog. That's negative.
Mm-hmm.
And so what he showed me in those first 3 hours was how the positive reinforcement works. And just like the barking, you know, it's like you should be happy your dog is barking because something's there, something's odd, something's different.
Yeah.
And so he says, begin when it happens, say thank you, and then in a low voice say shh. Now, you know, you told me, that's enough, and you keep doing that.
Yeah.
But that thing about them on the leash, well, the last since last Sunday, because we went to the BLM land, and I thought, because I put a post on my Facebook wall about, you know, I took off the leash and he came running back to me.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
It's like he knew how good he had it. Well, that's another thing is they know where the bread's buttered.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
they're not dumb.
Yeah, they're not dumb, and especially the corgis. And so he knew it was better off being with me than it was out there. But he just, you know, wanted his time to run and to be a boy, you know, to play. And
nothing wrong with that.
So yeah, so on the BLM land, I can do that. They have a leash, ordinance. Not that it isn't broken all the time, but I try to abide by that. And
but when I was a college kid, I used to babysit for a teacher and his family. I think it was like yoga night or something, and I would, babysit. So their kids would be playing outside with the other kids, and they had I think it was called an Australian sheep dog. Shepherd. Yeah. Well, anyway, it was a herding animal.
Yes.
This little thing, and I could see him from campus actually, because I was about 4 stories up in the new dorm, and I could look down and see several blocks away. This is rural Alabama, and you could see this little white dot running around the playground. This dog, Christy, would herd all the children. It was just instinct. She kept those kids safe. Not that there was any worry in rural Alabama, but she would constantly circle around. And if the bad part is, if a kid had to use the bathroom or leave for lunch or something, Christy would not let the child. He would grab the child's pants leg, and the child would have to call out for the parent to come fetch them. But it was the cutest thing. But Christy kept really close watch over the kids.
Yeah.
Wonderful. It's amazing how dogs, I guess animals, I mean, how their instincts are just come so naturally.
Right. And watching him with King with the deer the other day, and Lady both, because both of them have had the close encounters, and it's like they're buddies, and their instinct is to be buddies, not be fighting each other, but to be friends. You know?
Work together.
But that one buck has been by here several times, and it's like, can the kids come out and play? You know, he's moving his head around like, can the kids come out and play? You know, kind of thing.
Actually, the picture that you took, that was the closest I've ever seen anybody get to a deer, unless you have telephoto lens.
I've had him come up on the back of my shoulder and nudge me, you know, on my shoulder.
Really?
Yeah. But but I didn't understand. I mean, people would say, why are they doing that? And I don't feed them. I don't, you know, but I talk to the animals. Remember that Dr. Doolittle talking to the animals? Well, in that training, right. And in that training that I took last night, I'm eager to get the rest of it done, because that's really it. is talking to them just like they were a person, and your tone of voice makes all the difference in the world.
Oh, for
So,
sure.
like if they go potty, when you want them to go potty and where you want them to go potty, you say good girl or good boy. And then if they do it where you don't want it done, is bad boy, bad,
No.
When he went through all that, and so I don't know. I feel more empowered today. Like, maybe I'll get through this, and maybe they'll be as magical as Layla was, because
I'm
she
sure.
truly was extra special. And last night was the first night that before when my son went down to New Mexico for his healthcare, his semi-annual exams, he told me, he says, well, you're going to be all along with the dogs. You got to be able to handle this, and it's like, I'm going to take them out of their crates and see if they can't sleep with me, so because I can't hear them at night then otherwise, and so that way
well, hopefully they're asleep.
Up, right? Well, but I mean, they wake up in the night to go potty, so and I have to get up anyway. So I thought, okay, I'm going to achieve this while my son's gone. Well, King didn't like it. It worked. The first night was perfect. I thought, oh, this is cool. Got this down the road. No. After the first night, King decided he was going to be territorial. And she could not get on the bed. She could sleep on the floor next to the bed, but was not allowing her on the bed. And I have stairs up to the bed, so, and then I have extra, I have an extra padding cushion thing on top so that it doesn't, they're not actually on my bed or, that kind of thing. And so what happened then is that he domineered that whole scene the whole time my son was gone. Well, yesterday I groomed them both, and corgis really, they shed a lot of hair.
Really? Well, it is also summertime, so.
And well, that's called blowing their coat, and so they have the seasonal blowing the coat. And I knew that they had done it, but I hadn't gotten all of that hair out of them from blowing the seasonal coat. And so I thought, it's so nice and warm. If worse comes to worse, I can feel this little tub I got with water for them, and they could play in it and dry off and be clean, and I would get my job done. And that process, because you hold them and you talk to them and you talk softly and so forth, you know what I'm saying? Again, it's that tone of voice. And I took to where I would like massage their shoulders and that kind of thing while I was doing it. So they really liked it. Well, what happened last night when they went to bed is that he never stopped her from coming up the stair. She came in, and now she had stopped even coming in. When my son came back, she thought, well, I'll sleep with him instead. And she didn't like how Lady stayed up, so she stayed outside the door. And so, but last night she came right up on the stair like she'd been sleeping there the whole time.
How about that?
He was already there, and then when I woke up, I found her laying on her back, her belly exposed, and him in a like a guarding type sleep, like guarding his girls, around that. And it was just the cutest thing. It was just darling, but he didn't get upset at all or anything. And then when it was time to wake me up, of course, he comes over and licks my face and tells me, let's go,
Let's go. Put on your shoes.
And that's how I get those steps in.
That's good. That's really good. Well, great to hear from you, Barb. I'm actually going to go work on a couple of stories that I just got hold of.
Great.
And so I'm going to do that. And your scenery always looks so beautiful.
thank you. Thank you. It keeps me sane, as crazy as I am.
Actually, what is the temperature out there in the Northwest?
Well, today is, we've been having some hot, but I think it's only going to be 87 today is what it's going to get up to.
Oh, only?
And
That's
well,
good.
but it was, yeah, right now it says it's 61. And I think
okay.
today is 89 it's getting up to.
Okay, because right now it's
94.
Whoa.
And then Saturday 82.
Whoa.
And then
okay.
Sunday with no rain in the forecast, it goes down to 63.
Ooh.
So
well, that's better than nothing. Well, we're getting 80 today, 89 tomorrow, 91 Saturday. It's going to be in the upper 80s through Wednesday. Wow, the last half of the week is all thunderstorms.
Oh, wow. But don't you have a lot of humidity also?
Yeah, and the weird thing today, we're supposed to get thunderstorms in the afternoon, and then right before sunset, the sun's supposed to come out. So when that happens, it's going to be super duper muggy. I just know it. Oh yeah.
So I hate that, but it's great for your skin. And so as we're aging, it's to our benefit to have the moisture.
Okay, I'll go along with that. I agree with you. Also, drink more water.
Yes, ma'am.
Continuously drink water, not just for our health, but for coronavirus. For some reason, I can't remember what the gentleman said. Matt McLaughlin was talking about how you constantly drink water, and it keeps you,
well, the cancer
your system.
That I was told when I was sent home that you, at a minimum, drink 10 8-ounce glasses of water a day.
Okay.
So that I've kept up religiously because I don't really have it. I want my system to keep working, because that's the risk. If you don't do it, then things can't process and go through your system.
Exactly.
And
we're talking water. And we're talking water, not liquid. That doesn't mean that you can drink several cups of tea. We're talking actual water.
Exactly. And because I actually hurt because I love coffee. And so I have to drink more water because the coffee actually dehydrates us.
It does. Yeah. And actually, it's acidic. I remember having a coworker years ago. His doctor actually told him to stop drinking coffee for a while because he was drinking 2 cups. He would get 2 cups of coffee from the machine, pour it into his mug, and that was and have a cigarette.
Yeah, the cigarette is definitely bad. But in my cancer story, they told us coffee was good for us. And and for my kind of cancer in particular, it was good. And so it's like anything else that we have, don't overdo it.
Exactly.
Whatever it is.
Exactly.
And, so and no extra chemicals, when you start putting all the fancy frappes and all that kind of, you start doing other things, then you mess it up. But
yeah, I gotcha.
Well, it's great to catch up with you again.
Nice catching up with you, and it's too bad we can't see your little pups right now, King and Lady.
Next time. Happened, I had to shut it. We have to come they're both here at my feet asleep. But when you saw, I think, the guy coming by to do the grass, and I'm deathly allergic to fresh cut grass. And so I have to close everything up from the outside. So it's great to have the cameras on the out.
What happens? You have a hard time breathing? Does it irritate your skin?
No, I have only the use of the upper halves of my lungs. So that's why I had plenty of stock of the N95 mask.
Yes.
Before this ever happened, it's part of my story, so it was no big deal on that. But so keep walking. So I'm hoping it will inspire some other people to do that.
keep telling your story and keep us apprised on Facebook, because when I see your posts, it reminds me, man, I didn't walk today.
Well, I'll tell you what, get yourself some. you don't have to get this Garmin thing, but you, because I have my other one that I got off of Amazon for what, $10, $15 that, and like they did send me home with one on the cancer story. They because they said do your best to try and walk 10,000 steps a day. That's what you
Yeah.
need to get to, and keep walking. And so
Okay.
they gave me part of the package, as this is how you monitor it. And so that's one of those little nickel batteries that keeps it going.
I
But
need to get something like that because when people say I've walked 10,000 steps, I have no idea how
I
far
know,
that
and
is.
that's what I'm saying, because what it will do is inspire you to walk more.
Okay.
Oddly, I mean, it just happens. That's all I can say. It's not like it's a chore.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, wow, I can do better than you just
I
look.
had a beautiful walking routine before coronavirus hit. I would get up early every day, go to Lion Park, and walk a certain number of times around the indoor track. I need to get back to that. I can't wait for the parks to reopen.
Right. But even so, because a lot, like yesterday, like I said, I walked 8,000 steps. It was 8 p.m. and I was sweating
Mm-hmm.
bullets as to whether I'd make 10,000, and I ended up with over 13,000. And
Okay.
so a lot of those in between steps
Mm-hmm.
were just walking inside the house and on the deck, in and out, you
Mm.
know, in and out. And so that's what I'm
Okay.
saying. If you have it on your body, it's automatically tracking the steps you're walking. So
That's a good point.
that's what I'm talking about. It inspires you. If you track it, you are inspired without having to, feel like you're being forced to pay attention.
Okay. And what is the device called?
I can I'll look up my Amazon purchase and share it with you, but it's
Okay.
just I forget what the manual, the
Okay.
smaller
Because I think that
ones
they're
are.
called, are they
But
called
I actually have
pedometers or something?
I have a picture of it in my in the folder with my scores, because a
Mm-hmm.
couple of days it went down. My Garmin went down. I forgot to charge the battery. So
Mm-hmm.
I had that on me so I could account for my steps.
Okay.
Because
I
that was
will.
another thing I was trying to figure out. Well, how close is it?
Mm-hmm.
You know
Mm-hmm.
me, I'm trying to verify things.
Yeah. Well, I'm looking forward to see what you come up with because I need to get something
Yeah,
to
happy
so I could.
to. It
Yeah.
definitely helps us all to stay healthier. Well, you have an awesome rest of your day,
Thank you. You
and
too, Barb. And tell King and Lady that I
I
said
will.
hello.
Yeah, they are much, and I brushed them out yesterday. They are beautiful. But you have a good one, girl. Talk to you
Thank you,
soon.
Barb. You take care. That was so fun. So if anybody else wants to hop on, that would be awesome. If not, I will work on these stories. I just got hold of a couple of stories. I need to write some articles and also do some proofreading for a friend. Um, so if anybody wants to jump on, fine. If not, I will continue on with my day. It's going to be 80 today, thunderstorms maybe this afternoon, and then tomorrow it's going to be 89 and sunny. So today might not be the best day to go out and walk, although I don't think it's going to start raining until late though. Let me see real quick. It's not going to start raining. We only have a couple of hours. It might start raining around 3-ish. So get in your walk real fast because if it does start raining at 3, like it says, it might only rain from 3 to 6. That's no big deal. You can handle that. Anyway, have a beautiful afternoon, beautiful evening. I will see you tomorrow at noon. Ciao for now.